Hello, beautiful souls. This is Vanita Kumar, also known as Twinflameunion, bringing you guys the AVA series. That is, Ask Vanita Anything. That is the episodes that I have already filmed based on questions that people have asked, my viewers, my followers. So you may want to check out those ones as well. They are very generic questions, and if you also want to submit your questions, you can do so as well. You can comment in my YouTube channel on any of the comments. You can ask any question in my private Facebook group, in any of the posts, or you can also do so in any of my social media accounts, be it Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. All of that is there in the description box. You can actually check out the links in my about section of this channel, and you should be able to get to my accounts that way. So there were a bunch of questions that were submitted a while back, and I just collected it, so enough for me to do an episode. So I'm gonna actually touch base on those. And of course, if you are asking any question, I would want to stress, because people do submit questions all the time to me, only the ones that I can understand what your questions are, what you're trying to ask me. If I can understand the question in a way that you have asked, then of course it'll be aired. People, what they don't realize is that if somebody's reading your question, you have to make sure that you are specific enough when you're asking a question. Otherwise you're just commenting. So that's how I look at it, and that's okay if you're doing that. Nothing wrong with it, but just to let you know that I won't be able to answer your questions if it's very vague, or it's not it's not giving me enough information on what you're trying to ask. So yeah, sometimes a brief scenario also helps. So you can also just kind of give a brief scenario and then ask the question, so that will help me to answer your question as well. Before we dive deep into the series here, the questions, let's hit it. And welcome back. For those that are new to this channel, welcome. Please do not forget to hit like. When you do so, it helps my channel grow, and I would really appreciate that. As well as hit the subscribe button so that you do not miss any future videos. I come here and post new videos all the time, different topics from the other. I don't repeat the same topics, so and that's why it takes me a while to sometimes put the videos in, because I don't want repeated topics just being airing all the time like other channels. I mean, that's good that they do that, but I try to be a little bit more versatile in that sense. So you may want to check out my AVA series, which is Ask Vanita Anything, and this is part of that episode. The YouTube shorts, I have those now as well, so you can check out some point blank, to the point shorts that I have created, as well as the guided meditations, are there for your betterment and your soul journey, and the timeless reading and the pep talk series. They're all based for twin flames and people that are in soul contracts, be it twin flames or soulmate. But having said that, if you're drawn to this channel, you never know why you are. Just check out my videos. It may actually help you anyway. If you want to book any private sessions with me, you can do so as well. Link is in the description box. You can purchase and book directly from my website. And I also want to add that 10% of twinflameunion sales also go to charity. So with that, this was my announcement. I also want to say that I've been promising people the self-love course that was supposed to launch in March. I got really busy with a lot of things, so it is now launched and it is on my website, and the price is very affordable. It should be affordable for all of you. I made it very affordable. It's $21 for 21 modules. So it's a very intense course, and I actually did the program myself to see how it was going to affect me before I actually even made it available for my clients. But I just want to say that it is very powerful, and I have taken lots of courses, a lot of programs like this, but this is a very intense one, and it is meant to kick you. So it's in a very good way. So if you guys are looking for something that's gonna really aid in your healing, I didn't put too much description on my website on what it is, but there is 21 topics, 21 modules, 21 topics that it's talking about, and it's actually meant to get you to force yourself to love yourself a little bit more. So so think about that. At least 20, maybe about 16 topics, because some days are not too heavy topic related, but regardless, it's very powerful. So I just want you guys to commit to it and purchase it and finish it. So so do that. I also want to add that, like I said just before the intro, that if you want to ask any questions, you can put those in your in my comments, or YouTube, comments, social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can email me as well. All that information is in the about section, so you can actually go ahead and do that. Just make sure that it's not lengthy stories. I always say that because sometimes people write me pages and I don't have time to actually go through that kind of stuff. Your questions should be brief, concise, clear, and as well, if you want to write a scenario, it doesn't, make sure that it's not a paragraph or two. Yeah, it's just time consuming. So regardless of that, we're gonna dive into the questions, and as usual I don't have all this prepared, so I have to search for it wherever I've saved them. So so just be patient here as I air these. I'm gonna just go with first name basis with any of the questions that were asked here, and I'm gonna start with an unusual question that somebody asked me in my Facebook group, and I'm gonna say that I will do more research on the topic, because it's something that keeps coming to me by other clients or viewers. It's such an intense topic, and unfortunately people haven't elaborated on it, and I need to do more research. I'm gonna put an article out as well on it, and then do a separate YouTube video on it. Just be patient. I just need to gather information, but I will just touch briefly on it, just so that you viewers, you actually have a little bit to take home. What Veronica is asking is, I just can't really narrow it down just yet between psychic attacks and doubts, confusion of who is who. So what she's asking is, what is the difference between psychic attacks and doubts and fears, confusion, that sort of thing. Those two things are somewhat interconnected because they kind of feed off each other on an energetic level, and I'll explain to you what that is, as well as it's separate as well. So, and this is why when I looked at this question, I knew that I needed to do more research on it. But basically, in a nutshell, I'll tell you the difference between what they are. So psychic attack, in a simplest way, is, I've just written notes here, so just bear with me. It's simply a negative form of energy that someone is sending to you, whether intentionally or unintentionally. So those are the psychic attacks. And as an empath, you will, basically get all of that, or you will feel it. I talk more in depth on being an empath and some of the things that you guys as an empath can do to protect your energy, and how to discern from good and bad, or how to use your intuitive skills a little bit better in my empath training course. And for those that have taken them before, you can always email me and I will give it to you at 50% discount, just because that that course actually got added on with a few more things that I threw in there. It is in my website, so for those that are new that haven't taken that, of course, it's full price. So it's something that I do highly recommend all twin flames to do, whether it's my course or somebody else's. It's just that I feel as an empath, you're supposed to not only understand what kind of downloads you're getting, but also to learn how to protect yourself, sort of thing. So in that course, of course, I teach all that. So, but in a nutshell, I just want to say that psychic attack is basically that, and everything is energy. So when people are sending you those kind of energy, it's actually pretty simple. You actually get them, whether you want to or not, you actually do. So and this is why it's very, very important to learn how to protect your energy, that kind of thing. And one of the side effects of being an empath is that a lot of you will notice that you are very guarded when it comes to your energy, meaning that if the universe hasn't removed people or things out of your life, you would be, because you will realize that there's going to be a lot of times when people are very toxic, or their energy feels very toxic, and you'll feel it because as an empath you will. And I just want to say that that is going to be the reason why you would just not be on a same vibrational level with them, and you would want to remove them out of your life. And that's, you shouldn't be feeling bad about that, even if it's friends and family or something of that nature. I actually went in depth on that aspect in the the boundary setting boundary video. You may want to check that out, and I believe I actually wrote an article on it too. The reason why I said that is because I emphasized on that a lot, because sometimes you feel very guilty about in setting that kind of boundary or looking after yourself, and you should always come first, no matter what. So this is one of the biggest reasons that people get psychic attacks, is because of that. I know that in the healing modalities, in the shamanic healing modalities, what they're known as is intrusions or attachments, and the shamanic healers will actually extract that out of you based on something that has happened to you very specifically, that sort of thing. So, and I just want to add that this is another thing that I'm actually starting to aggressively build is the healing programs on the, or should I say, healing sessions for the shamanic way. I took the practitioner course last year, and I had to figure out how I wanted to facilitate the the healing sessions for twin flames. The reason why I said that is because people that are on a spiritual journey, they have a very, very distinctive healing patterns that needs to be healed, and I'm struggling with finding the right type of healers based on that. And you guys are lucky that I can facilitate as a healer a lot of healing sessions, the ones that I do, because for me, on my own personal healing, I don't have that kind of access to that kind of healers that can do what I can do. So so I'm always struggling finding the right healers for my kind of healing that I want. So so be on the lookout for that. I want to give a 3-month timeline on that, and some of you will be very, very happy to know that it's coming. It'll be within the 3 months when I will actually push it out and streamline all the shamanic healing. So for intrusions and extractions, that's what that is, when a shaman goes in and removes that, right? So and yeah, you if you have dealt with certain trauma or certain things that has happened in your life, you want that kind of stuff out of you, and that's part of that psychic attack, and you will feel it. You'll know when you are getting a psychic attack. You will know it intuitively. Something will not feel right. Sometimes it'll come in a form of dreams, and again, read my dream blog. You'll understand that a little bit better. And I actually I have some articles in my website that touched on it, but that was a couple of years back. So but I know that it's more than what's out there anyway. So look through all my articles, go through them, and you'll see one that's also written on. I think that one is the out of body experience, or there's one more. I have so many topics, I don't even remember them. I have them in the website. Just read through it, or just search in the search bar. You'll be able to see, search under psychic attacks, or psychic attacks is the one that I know. If you search, you will see a couple of articles that are going to correlate with that. So so yeah, do that, and you'll see a few articles that were that have a little bit of a little bit of information where I mentioned it. But again, I will do a in-depth article on it, just geared on this. So so yeah, I want to just say that is, when that happens, you will get it in a form of dreams. You will and usually in the form of dreams, you will just get it just before you're about to fall asleep in a deeper sleep. So it's, and I will, in my article, I'll mention which stage of the dream you will actually get it, just before you hit REM sleep, because you are you're in between falling asleep and going into REM state. So it's going to be kind of in that way, or in that kind of phase. You will know it in a form that you'll start getting some sort of attacks, and you'll feel like that you want to wake up but you can't. So it's kind of in that range of emotions that you will feel, and you will know that you've got them, because the next morning you'll be exhausted, so it would have drained out your energy. Another time that can happen is when you're vulnerable, when life happens. You've lost a dear person, in the sense, they've passed away or something like that, and you've been crying, and you're in that vulnerable state. Then you'll think about it this way, that your body is surrounded by this invisible white light dome, or some sort of dome, right? And majority of these energies, they don't penetrate through those, because you have your guard up, right? Your vibration is high, so you'll be fine. But then when you are having issues around somebody that had passed away, or something's, some sort of calamity that has happened in your life, and your vibration is low because of it, then these external forces can also penetrate through this. A good example is when I was dealing with my cat passing away, and I went through so much during that time. I was not in a good shape, and I started getting psychic attacks right away. As soon as she passed away that evening, for the next few days, and I had to call in my team to protect me, because it was getting really, really bad, and I was not in a good shape to be able to, just shoo them away, sort of thing. So as an empath, you will feel all of that stuff, because shamans believe that all these spirits and stuff like that, they are among us, they're around us, but it depends on your vibration and how good you are with your vibration. They don't penetrate through that, or they don't bother you. So the only time those kind of things come and attack you in that way is when your vibration is low and your guard is down. So again, I'll go into it more on my article, but I just wanted to kind of touch base on that. The second part of her question was that I wanted to just kind of talk about was doubts, fears, confusion. Who is who? Well, I kind of explained to you what psychic attack is, and doubts, fear, confusion is also vibration based. So that is when you are not trusting the universe, your guides, your higher self, that all that is happening to you is for your highest and greatest good. And a lot of times time is also the issue here, because people they start getting impatient with what they're trying to manifest, or what they're trying to do with their life. They're not getting the outcome as fast as they can, especially if it's to do with their twin flame. You're set that intention in, and you want to have a you want to start living your life with your twin flame and all that sort of thing, and that's getting delayed because of the time that is taking while you're trying to heal or be on that vibrational frequency. Then all the doubts, fears, that sort of thing also come there. And it's because you are not just trusting your journey, so in a nutshell. And there's so many articles that I have mentioned in there where I've talked about self-love and not doubting your journey, that kind of stuff. I write that all the time, and I go in depth on all of that subject, so you can have a look at it, look at my blogs and see how you can heal those areas. But in a nutshell, it is also on a vibrational level, but it is on a different level where you are not you have trust issues. You are not trusting or having faith that your journey is meant to serve you for your highest and greatest good. And a lot of times it's because you're getting impatient with the journey, and you're having doubts, and your fear. And that's, as a human, you will have all those things, but how do you master all of that? Go back into my blogs and try to learn on those aspects, what they are. And definitely the self-love course will help you. That's one of the things that I have I'm teaching in that course as well, is how to have that kind of frequency where you are focused on your life in a very empowered way, as opposed to waiting for outside sources and things and your twin flame to fulfill it for you. So yeah, that was an excellent question, Veronica, and I really appreciate you asking that. So I hope that this helped you with for the beginner stage anyways, to know the difference between the two. And of course, watch out for my video and my article that's gonna touch more deeply on it. Okay. Ashley is asking, and this was in my private Facebook group, but I decided to mention it here anyways, just because I think that this is an interesting question that she's asked. What to do when your twin flame is a dead man walking? I know what she meant. I laughed when I saw this question because I mean, of course, he's not dead. He's just that's just a phrase. What that means is, what if your twin flame is just, not fulfilling his end of the game, or he's just basically a dead weight, not doing anything with life, not doing anything with the journey, not doing anything with the divine feminine, or all those kind of things, right? Like it's just sort of like a donkey that there's a saying that you cannot drag a donkey to the well and make it drink the water, right? You can only take them there, and then they need to drink the water, right, themselves. You can't do that. You can take them to the well, but you can't get them to drink the water. So same thing, I mean, that same saying is with a horse as well. You can take a horse to a river, and but you can't make them drink water. You have to allow them to do that. So it's kind of in that same context. And when your twin flame is a dead weight or dead man walking that has not had their awakening, they are not contributing in any way when it comes to your journey, your spiritual enlightenment, and all that sort of thing. It is a good idea to maybe look into your connection and figure out if this is really your twin flame. And I talk about the twin flame test all the time, so you may want to execute that and see if this person is your twin flame, because majority of the twin flames that I know of, they will contribute it in some way. And of course, if you're confused, I get this kind of questions all the time in my private sessions with clients. And of course, I go and listen into their scenario, and then I show them another site or another way that they are actually contributing, because sometimes you just need that insight from another person that is an expert to know that yes, this is your twin flame, and yes, they are doing all those things that they are supposed to. But sometimes people don't realize that that's what it is. So I hope that answered your question. Also, is it seriously possible to have more than one twin flame? Definitely not. There is only one twin flame, and that's it. Otherwise, they would have been called, quadruple twin or triplet twin, or I don't know. It's just one twin flame, one twin soul, and that's it. You can have as many soulmates as you can. It depends on your soul monad and the soul group that you came in contact with. There's so many people that you'll come across that would be your soulmate, your pet. I know my cat was my soulmate, and I learned that. I knew that I was very, very close to her in that sense, but when she passed on as a soul, of course, she's on a soul level, everybody's equal, right? So there's no such thing as animals and human soul. It's soul is soul. So on that level, yeah, she is definitely a good soulmate of mine. And your parents could be your soulmate, your sisters, your brothers, your lover can be, right? Your high school sweetheart could be your soulmate. And soulmates do also give you lessons. That's also the case. But you only have one twin flame, and that is it. So I hope that answered your question. If people are teaching you that there is more than one twin flame, then you may want to do your own research or take what resonates and what doesn't. A lot of people say a lot of things. in the twin flame journey, but you should know that you only will have that one person that will really be your twin flame. Everybody else can be just a connection, a soul connection, and that can be multiple. So that was that question, and I'm gonna now go into the next question. And this is asked by Evelyn. Vinita, why do they go hot and cold? That's just part of your connection. A lot of people that are in twin flame relationship, meaning that they are in terms of talking and they have somewhat of a relationship, they will go hot and cold all the time, and it's meant for you to go on the next level of your healing. So that's why you have relationship issues and all that sort of thing. It's just those kind of things will come up for you to learn how to heal on the next level. And fear is also there. The runner twin flame will feel the intensity of the relationship once they come in, and of course this happens when both of the twin flames are healing their issues, right? They're healing whatever that they are healing, and then they come in and the relationship will start again, and then boom, they go back out and they disappear out in the cold, because they are dealing with fear issues and all that sort of thing. So yeah, that's usually why that happens. People will go hot and go cold because of that. And so that was that. I hope that answered your question. It's the way that your soul also chose to, live as an experience between the two of you, right? You guys chose that scenario, and a lot of twin flames that are in relationship, you chose to be in that relationship and work out your blocks together that way. And there's going to be another version of twin flames, a variation of twin flames that will go under separation, and they will be dealing with their own healing separately, right? So that's just the way that the soul chose to live as an experience. So another person is asking Pri, and this is based on my video on why you see their names everywhere. So the question is, why am I seeing another name other than my twin flame? I know my twin flame and see their name once in a while, but recently I'm starting to see another person's name literally everywhere. Please say the reason. If you are seeing anybody's name all the time, everywhere, it's meant for you. I don't know what kind of connection you have with this individual, but you know, but if they are out there, universe is showing you their names everywhere, there's only one explanation to that, and that is that that person is thinking about you a lot. And it doesn't have to be always in a romantic setting. It could be also just you being in their thoughts. I don't know how many times, and you probably have realized that too, telepathy works in different ways. There's going to be times when you will be thinking about a person, and it doesn't have to be on a romantic setting. It could be just your friend or your family or somebody, and boom, you get a phone call from them or a message or a text message of some sort. They will reach out to you. And the reason why that happens is because we are all connected to everybody energetically. So when people are thinking about them in that way, or if they're, if you were in their thought or this and that, then that just means that, you've got, they were thinking about you. And that's why you see their names frequently. So you may want to reach out to the person and ask why you are, whether they were actually thinking about you in that sort of way, or if they wanted to meet up with, with you for coffee or whatever have you. And you know, like I said, I don't know what this means for you personally, because I don't know the backdrop of the story. But if you are seeing somebody's name all the time, that just means that that person is thinking about you, and you could reach out to them and you know, go connect with them in some way. Or it could be that the universe is telling you something about them that is drawing you to you know, it is drawing your attention to that person. So whichever way it applies in your connection. Just a few days ago, I will give you an example. I have a friend that that has a daughter, and she absolutely loves me, adores me, and I have been thinking about them for a while now, just the family in general. And I was driving a couple of days ago, and I saw my friend's daughter's name on a license plate, and I'm meant to reach out to her and ask whether she has been thinking about me, because she's, like I said, she's very fond of me. So I should actually connect with them and just see how things are, and maybe even meet them, that sort of thing. I haven't done that in a while, so it's definitely overdue. So the universe will show you ways like that. So it not necessarily means twin flames. It could be other people that you will also see that will, you know, make that kind of communication. So so yeah, I hope that answered your question. You may want to, like I said, reach out to the person and see what's going on, why they are you know, in your why you are in their thoughts. So so Evelyn is asking another question here. During push and pull, do they push and pull just to come in and get your energy fix? This is regarding the twin flame. No, I think it's basically, see, only catalyst twin flames will do that. They will come in and suck your energy and leave, kind of thing. I don't think that real twin flames do that, because real twin flames will exchange energy in a different way, and real twin flames will give you energy on a positive level. So but a catalyst twin flame definitely does. I've mentioned that in my catalyst twin flame video. So but a real twin flame definitely doesn't. If they are coming in and if they've pulled away and they've come in, it's because they were missing you, and a lot of times on our subconscious level, they don't even know why they're doing that, right? Why they come in and then they leave, and then they come in and they leave. It's because, in a nutshell, your contract with them is designed that way, right? You are supposed to learn some lessons there, do some healing, that sort of thing. And that's the only reason why your twin flame will be coming and going like that. So yeah, in a nutshell, that's what it is. It's something that is definitely triggering them on a fear level. So you have to figure out what that is. You know, I would say do more healing, look into the story and see where it's actually affecting you both on a subconscious way. Okay, so Hori is asking, Honi is asking, that's, believe it or not, that's, it's Honi, so not the way that you guys sorry. So this person is asking, obviously this is a, you know, nickname or something. So, hey, I want to ask you something. Whenever I think of my future partner, I usually dream that we are separating apart from each other forever. Why is this? Can you let me know? Past life. This, I talk about dreams, and I dissected it in many, many ways, how dreams can give you messages. And if you are dreaming of your future partner, and in the dream you guys are always separating, and you're separating forever, that kind of thing, this is past life being shown to you. So best is to go into your past life and look at the story why that's happening. It could be that it will happen in your present life too, but only you will be able to know the difference between the past life and your current life, if that is the the message that you're getting, right? Vanity is asking, so if I was already working on myself and healing, why would the universe keep making me see his name and anything that reminds me of him, when the ultimate goal is to continue on my solo journey? I don't understand. It's the way that the twin flame journey is designed for people to, yes, you're supposed to be doing your healing and you're supposed to be working on yourself, but if the universe is showing you their name all the time, you have to ask yourself why that is the case. There's always a reason for it, right? It's also to confirm that you are in a twin flame journey, you're dealing with a twin flame. I dissected all that in the video anyway, so if you've watched the entire video, and yes, it is a lengthy video, but I didn't just ramble for no reason, right? So maybe it's a good idea to just look through the video again and go through all the reasons that I gave you in that video. And find out how that's applying to you intuitively, and ask the question. But yeah, there is obviously a higher reason why you are being shown their name repeatedly, especially if you are focused on your healing and you're doing all the inner work that you're supposed to be doing, and you're still getting their names, right? So there has to be a higher reason for that, so and only you will know what that is. Carol is asking, how do we deal when we are in karmic situations trapped? What to do in meantime? How do you deal with karmic situations, especially if you are trapped in it? See, the thing is that I always say, there is no, you create your own inner reality in a way that only you know. There's no way that anybody can tell you what to do, what not to do, how to do, how to handle your karmic situations and all those kind of things. Because at the end of the day, it is your life, and only you know what is best for you. So it's really hard for anybody, especially like somebody like me, to tell you what you should be doing or what you shouldn't be doing. What you can do, and this is just a professional advice, is to focus on yourself, and you have to ask yourself, what do you want to do for the remainder of your life? Life is too short. You only have one kick at it. And if you are in a karmic relationship and it's not serving you for your higher and greater goods, you're miserable in that relationship, then you have to ask yourself this question: can you go along in this kind of relationship for the rest of your life? And if the answer is yes, then you've answered your own question, right? What to do meanwhile? You can focus on yourself, heal what you need to heal. And for once, think about yourself only. Because a lot of times people that are in karmic relationship, unfortunately, people think about their children, people think about their finances. Finances is really huge on the people that are staying in karmic relationships, because they don't know what to do financially. They have properties together, businesses together. Sometimes they cannot afford to go on their own and live on their own, that sort of thing. But there's always options, right? When there's a will, there's a way, right? So if finances is the issue, then manifest it. You can always go live with family, you can go live with a friend, you can always have a flatmate. You know, those kind of things are still there. People do it all the time, and you can find ways to do that, right? You can find another job on top of your job, right? Do a part-time job with the full-time, or if you don't have a job, then go find one, right? And try to get financially independent. So finances, of course, plays a lot when it comes to karmic relationships, because people stay in relationships for various reasons. And I've seen this time after time where relationships are suffering and they're staying in a relationship that they are not too keen on because they cannot financially be independent. So I don't know what your scenario is, but I'll give you a few just for the viewers as well, because I think this is a really good question. But yeah, if you are trying to go inward and ask the right questions, then maybe you are in a right path, because at the end of the day, your kids will always be there, your finances will always be there, your family will always be there, those issues will always be there, but you need to focus on yourself, and you need to ask what you want out of life. How do you want to improve your quality of life? That sort of thing. And that's all part of that inner work that I talk about, that inner self-love, that kind of stuff. Because sometimes people don't realize that they don't choose themselves, right? They choose everything else that is on the outer just because. I don't understand that, but people do. And it's just a conditioning that has been wired down in generations, right, to people. So what you need to do is, as part of your self-love, is to ensure that you are asking the right type of questions when it comes to your self-empowerment and how you can get out of a karmic relationship. If you're happy in your karmic relationship, then you've answered your question there too. So, again, everybody's situation is different. Some people are quite content in their karmic relationship, and that is okay. If you are content, you're content. And if you're not, then you need to ask those questions. You cannot, this is a cup, and if your cup is already full, there's no way that you have the room to pour something else from externally into the cup. So you gotta empty this. So you gotta empty your cup, and when you empty your cup, you have that vessel empty for, the space empty for somebody else to come in and fill it. So I hope that you guys liked the AVA series questions. They were a little different, and I actually screenshot some of their questions that were asked in the group. They were not directly, based on the questions that needed to be mentioned here, but I kind of made it work because I wanted, I keep getting the same kind of questions from viewers, so I wanted something different for this episode. So I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and if you have any questions, you can always ask me as well. So with that, all the best. This was Twin Flame Union.